Thank you, everybody, for being here, for watching the films. Did you enjoy them? Yeah, amazing. Again, I'm Brian. This is Eunice.
Hi, I'm Eunice. I'll be interpreting for our directors tonight.
And we have four directors, three of whom directed films that you saw this evening, one of whom directed a film that we screened at the Zucker Theater in Astoria last night, along with the animation showcase. And here they are as they join us. Say welcome.
Hello.
Hi, 안녕하세요.
Can you hear us and see us okay?
잘 보이세요?
We'll be looking at you through a camera that's behind the audience. But if you see us look this way, it's because you're on a big screen. You all look lovely.
우리는 이쪽으로 보지만 뭐 뒤돌아볼 땐 그 감독님들 보려고 그러는 겁니다.
I'd love for each of the filmmakers to begin by introducing yourself, the name of your film, and where are you?
일단 처음부터는 감독님들이 간단하게 자기소개하고 그 영화 제목까지 말씀해 주시고 지금 어디에서 참석하시는지 말씀해 주시면 감사하겠습니다. Should I call them one? 그 정휘빈 감독님부터 시작해 주실 수 있을까요?
네. 안녕하세요. 잘 들리시나요?
Hi everyone, can you hear me?
Good. Okay. 안녕하세요. 저는 아까 상영했던 엔터티라는 작품을 감독한 정휘빈이라고 하고요. 저는 지금 서울에 아침 9시 45분에 지금 이 세션에 참석하고 있습니다.
Hi everyone, I'm the filmmaker of Entity, and right now I am tuning in from Seoul at 9:45 a.m.
Good morning.
좋은 아침입니다. 다음은 그 임채혁 감독님이
네, 안녕하세요. 저는 그 Brain to Manages를 연출한 임채혁이라고 합니다. 저는 한국 성남에서 지금 여기 참여하고 있습니다.
Hello everyone, I am Chaeok Lim. I'm the filmmaker of Brain to Meninges, which unfortunately we didn't screen today. We screened yesterday, and I'm tuning in from Seongnam in South Korea.
Welcome. Brain to Meninges. I got the chance to see it last night. It's a really lovely film.
네, 그 브라이언님이 어제 그 Brain to Meninges를 보셨는데, 네, 너무 즐겁게 잘 보셨다고 합니다. 네.
감사합니다.
다음은 River Kim 감독님.
Hello, my name is River Minho Kim, and I'm the director of the New Year's. I'm gonna try to participate in English. I'm currently in Vancouver, Canada. So for saving your time and for a more fluent process, I'll try to speak in English. Thank you.
감사합니다. And then last but not least, 박선영 감독님.
네, 안녕하세요. 저도 대한민국에서 지금 이천에서 참여를 하고 있고, 식사 Eat With라는 작품에서 감독을 맡아서 제작을 했던 박선영이라고 합니다. 감사합니다.
Hello, everyone. I'm also zooming in from Korea in Incheon. I'm the filmmaker for the film Eat With, and I'm really grateful to be here with you all. Thank you.
Thank you all. I would love for everybody to first tell the audience where the idea or the inspiration for your film came from. I acknowledge that that's a bad question.
감사합니다. 일단 첫 번째 질문은 감독님들 영화의 영감 어디에서 착안하셨는지 되게 재밌는 질문은 아니지만 답장 부탁드립니다. 이번에도 정휘빈 감독님부터. 네.
이게 사실 제작 시작한 지가 2, 3년 정도가 되어서 정확히 기억은 나지는 않는데요.
To be honest, it's been about 2 to 3 years since I started working on this film, so I don't remember exactly where I got the inspiration.
근데 기억을 떠올려 보자면 처음에는 조금 더 SF보다는 미스테리 스릴러 장르로 시작을 해서 그 실시간으로 작동하는 로드뷰 구글 맵 시스템으로 살인마랑 눈이 마주치게 되는 어떤 소녀에 대한 이야기로 시작을 했어요.
So, if I do try to remember, I think I was just trying to come up with a film that had a sort of mystery thriller vibe, and that was kind of following the story of this young girl in real time.
네, 그런데 조금 더 이 살인마 눈이 마주친다는 설정이나 그 실시간 그 로드맵이라는 설정을 조금 더 강화하기 시작하면서 조금 이 배경을 더 강조하고 싶었기 때문에 그냥 현실 기반의 스릴러에서 SF로 시간대를 조금 이동을 하게 되었고 그에 따라서 자연스럽게 많은 설정들이 붙어서 조금 더 시의성이랑 사회 비판적인 메시지가 담긴 지금 같은 SF 스릴러로 완성되게 되었습니다.
So, as I continued to think about how to develop this film, and as I included that premise of the story with the serial killer, I think that idea of this like in live, in real time, like roadmap setting kind of took more of a background. So the focus became more on creating this social critique and just following the story of this girl as she's trying to not get murdered by this serial killer.
The social critique was very funny, but also really harrowing at times. One of my favorite moments was when she was trying to hail a cab or call a car, and then just couldn't. And each time she looked for help, it was denied her because of the social critique.
네, 그 사회적 비판 부분은 솔직히 말씀드리면 되게 웃기면서 좀 막, 네, 걱정스러운 부분도 있었는데 제가 제일 즐겼던 부분은 그 택시 부르려고 했는데 그 김영 씨가 그 소셜 포인트가 없어가지고 못 부를 그 장면들이 제일 재밌었어요. 네.
네, 감사합니다. 신경을 굉장히 많이 썼던 부분이기도 하고 그런 사회적인 금기에 도전하는 과정에서 생기는 그 장애들을 강조하다 보니까 어쩔 수 없이 제가 의도했던 스릴러적인 분위기에 비해서 블랙 코미디 같은 상황이 많이 연출되었던 것 같아요.
Thank you. So, I think as I was trying to, I think as that social critique element got inserted, like the elements of thriller mystery that I wanted to include kind of evolved into this like dark comedy, but I'm glad what I wanted to convey got across.
It did. It's wonderful.
네, 너무 잘 봤습니다. 네. 그럼 다음으로 그 임채혁 감독님이 조금 네.
네. 저는 제가 겪었던 질병, 병적인 요인들에서 좀 영감을 많이 얻었던 것 같습니다. 오랫동안, 한 10년 동안 겪었던 병을 토대로 그런 떠오른 생각들, 그런 것들을 애니메이션에 담았습니다.
So for me, the inspiration from my film came a lot from my personal experience with disease and when I was sick. So after being sick for more than 10 years, just my reflections on my illness really influenced the film that I ended up creating.
How was it beginning to develop a story about a subject that's so deeply personal? And how did you navigate both the closeness, but also the necessary distance between yourself and that story?
감독님은 굉장히 그 개인적인 그 이야기를 그 영화로 담기려고 했을 때 그 거리감을 어떻게 두셨는지 굉장히 그 퍼스널한 이야기라서 네, 그 밸런스를 어떻게 잡으셨나요?
밸런스 같은 경우는 좀 공상적인 영역들, 그런 그런 것들로 그런 그림으로 표현하는 것들로 바꾸면서 조금 좀 판타지적으로 이야기하고 싶었어요. 네, 그래서 그런 퍼스널한 것들을 좀 극복하려고 했습니다.
So, in order to tell my story and kind of overcome, I guess, these like deeply personal events that I was trying to tell through my film, I think the element of like the drawings and making it almost into like a fantasy or fantastical visual was how I sort of created that distance and still tried to convey my story.
Can you talk a little bit about the design and color choices that you made while you were creating the film?
감독님이 그 영화를 제작하면서 그 선택하신 그 색채나 그 디자인을 그 선택에 대해 조금 더 설명해 주실 수 있을까요?
사실 선택할 때는 특별히 많은 생각은 하지 않았습니다. 그냥 약간 이렇게 뭐 상징적인 것들은 없고요. 오히려 상징적인 것보다는 약간 뭐라고 해야 되나요? 약간 손에 가는 색깔들? 그러니까 저에게 익숙한 색깔들? 그런 것들을 그냥 선택하다 보니까 그렇게 되었던 것 같습니다.
So, I don't think I had a lot of there wasn't like some sort of structured thought process as I was designing the visuals and choosing the color scheme. It wasn't like I was following some sort of order. It just whatever my hands sort of reached for, whatever felt right, felt familiar. That's what I ended up choosing.
Well, it came together really wonderfully.
네, 너무 잘 만들어졌습니다.
감사합니다.
Thank you. Okay. 다음은 River Kim 감독님.
Oh, yeah. This project was inspired by a documentary I watched about an elderly man living in South Korea who had children in North Korea. His name was Chun Kyung-man, and after seeing the documentary, I was deeply moved and decided to visit him in person in Busan for the interview. At the time, he was 92 years old and still working as a tailor, which is pretty impressive. And his studio, there are some old clothes hanging on the wall. And he said, when he has a spare time, he just make clothes for his children with the hope that they can reunite with in the future. Originally, I considered making a character based on him directly. However, as the idea developed, I decided to express this emotional longing through a more symbolic and poetic approach by portraying a mailman who delivers messages across divided lives as a job. Still, in his real life, he's struggling to send a message to his daughter through flying kites every New Year. I felt this created a poignant irony that could communicate the pain and hope of separation in a more universal way.
At what point in the development of the film did the image system of the butterfly enter the design and your ideas?
I think it's actually mostly inspired by actual kite. So it's known as it's called Nabian, which is like butterfly kite literally is existed in. And the butterfly is kind of like symbol of like some dreamy and like kind of like confusion of the reality and the dream and between the gap kind of thing. So I just wanted to use that kind of metaphor for using this project.
There's a lovely dream sequence toward the end of the film where the kites form a chain and
Right.
the main protagonist rides them through.
Mhm.
It was a really, really cool effect. How did you manage to animate and kind of create that dream sequence?
Oh, right. So only that sequence I used the 3D tools. The rest of them all 2D drawing animation. Yeah, I just tried to use the whole JPG file and just combine everything, just use move to the 3D model, and animator did the job. I just please do it. So yeah.
It's a very impressive effect and looked really great.
Thank you so much.
마지막으로는 그 박선영 감독님. 네.
네. 식사 같은 경우에는 뭔가 되게 사회적인 메시지를 담고 있는 것 같지만 조금 단순하게 시작을 했어요. 제가 겪은 장면을 보여드리고 싶다라는 마음에서 시작을 하게 되었거든요. 제가 몇 년 전에 할머니랑 단 둘이서 조금 지내게 된 적이 있었어요.
So, although watching Eat With, you might think that I had some desire to send like a big like social commentary, but it actually had a pretty simple start. So there was a time in my life where I lived with just me and my grandma.
네, 근데 그 집에서는 밤만 되면은 바퀴벌레가 진짜 많이 나왔었거든요. 그래서 제가 밤에 나가서 저녁에 나가기만 하면은 5마리씩 바퀴벌레를 잡았어요. 근데 그때 이제 집에 불이 다 꺼져 있고, 저 혼자 바퀴벌레를 잡고 서 있고, 할머니는 저쪽에서 주무시는데, 숨소리 하나 안 들리고, TV 소리만 엄청 크게 들렸을 때, 그 파란색 밤 공간이, 저는 되게 이질적 현실이랑은 정말 동떨어진 공간 같이 보였거든요, 저한테는.
So when I lived with my grandmother, just the two of us, there were so many cockroaches at night. There were times where like I killed 5 in a row, and then the lights are off. My grandmother's sleeping. I'm trying to be quiet, but the TV's so loud, and then this blue light is emanating. And during those times, I just felt so removed from the rest of the world.
네, 근데 이제 다음날 되면은 이제 할머니께 가서, 할머니 바퀴벌레 나왔어요, 큰일 났어요, 이렇게 말씀을 드리는데, 할머니는 우리 집에 그런 벌레가 있을 수가 없다, 바퀴벌레 없다, 우리 집 깨끗하다, 이렇게 말씀을 하세요. 그래서 저는 그거를 들었을 때, 왠지 바퀴벌레한테 조금 뭔가 연민을 느꼈던 것 같아요, 그 순간에. 그런데 약간 그러고 나서, 뭔가 그 바퀴벌레의 처지가 왠지 저희 할머니랑 비슷한 것 같다라는 거를 그때 약간 조금 느꼈던 것 같아요.
So,
그래서, 네,
네.
말씀해 주세요.
네, 죄송합니다. So the next day, when day broke, I would go to my grandma and I'd be like, Grandma, there were so many cockroaches and I had to kill them. But my grandma would be in denial. She'd be like, our house is so clean. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. So in those moments, it almost felt like there's a sense of like closeness to this cockroach. Like, oh, like are this cockroach and my grandma kind of similar? And I think from those interactions, I started to get the inspiration for this film.
But you,
그,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
네, 말씀하세요.
네네네. 그래서, 네, 저는 그래서 그 공간이 약간 저의 기억에만 있고, 그리고 지금도 그 집에는 할머니께서 혼자 살고 계시는데, 제가 어딘가에 말을 하지 않는 이상 그 세계를 저만 알고 있고, 그 바퀴벌레와 할머니만 계시는 그 지금 이 순간도 아무도 모를 것 같다는 생각이 들어서, 작품을 만든다면은 그런 이미지들을 좀 여러 사람들에게 보여주고 싶다. 그런 마음으로 조금 제작을 하게 되었습니다.
So, that space that exists in my memory, that world with just my grandma and this cockroach, it felt like it was a world that was mine alone and no one else would know about it unless I created a story to share it. So that's kind of why I just wanted to share this little world, this little bubble that existed, that apartment that my grandmother still lives in.
You did the impossible, which is animated a cockroach with so much character that we all empathized with that cockroach and felt very sad when it got whopped by the magazine.
감독님이 그 좀 불가능한 일, 그 바퀴벌레를 좀 좋게 좋게 애니메이션 해가지고 죽었을 때 다들 좀 많이 슬퍼한 것 같아요.
감사할 일인가? 감사합니다.
I don't know if I should be thankful for that, but thank you.
I'd love to open it up to questions from the audience at this point.
네, 이제 그 관객분 Q&A로 진행하겠습니다.
We have some microphones floating around. So if you have a question, go ahead and raise your hand and we'll get a microphone to you. we got one right here. Yeah. Some of his friends volunteered. We got, yeah.
Yes, we have one.
My question is for the director of Entity. I was just curious to know a little bit more about the social commentary where we see that the protagonist is penalized for what's considered to be indecency, but yet it seems as if the serial killer can continue, as well as the other individuals can continue to commit these really terrible acts and don't get punished. Why did she want to highlight that? Like, what is she hoping to have made us think about? What was she thinking about? Thank you.
제 질문은 그 엔티티의 감독님에 위한 질문인데요. 그 사회적 비판, 그 사회적 코멘터리에 대해 조금 더 궁금한데, 왜 주인공은 그 성용품 뭐 고치는 일을 하면서 그 좀 소셜 포인트 많이 떨어지고 그러는데, 그 살인하는 그 사람들 죽이고 근데 소셜 포인트나 페널티 그런 거 없잖아요. 그 비교적인 부분을 왜 하이라이트 하셨는지 궁금합니다. 감사합니다.
네, 질문 우선 감사드리고요.
Thank you for your question.
아무래도 이런 근미래를 다루는 SF에는 디스토피아적인 설정이 있을 수밖에 없고, 그런 설정에서는 아이러니가 따를 수밖에 없다고 생각을 했어요.
So, for me, as I was making this film, when you are kind of making a dystopian thriller, it can't be helped that sometimes there are these like ironic juxtapositions that are developed.
그러니까 사실 그 살인을 자행하는 그 악역의 빌런이 하는 행동이나 주인공이 극 중에서 그 성인용품을 몰래 밀거래하고 수리하는 일은 같은 선상에 놓여서 소셜 포인트 차감으로 평가를 받을 만한 그런 악행으로 사회에서 판단이 되지만,
So the truth is, even though we have the villain's actions and like we see the murders that he's committing in secret, and we also see the protagonist's like sex toy fixing business, and because we see them side by side, we might be tempted to make a social commentary.
네, 이걸 만드는 저나 이걸 보시는 분들도 아시겠지만 그 두 행동은 도덕적으로 절대 같은 선에서 판단될 수 없는 그런 행동들이잖아요. 그래서 그런 부분에서 오는 아이러니를 보여주고 싶기도 했고, 내용 진행 과정에서 최대한 제가 만든 설정상의 아이러니를 강조하는 동시에 작품적인 흥미를 놓치지 않아야겠다고 생각을 해서 그 두 캐릭터가 놓인 위기를 더 강조하다 보니까 상대적으로 주인공은 점점 더 취약해 보이고, 이 살인마 캐릭터는 마지막까지 살아남는 그런 엔딩을 만들게 된 것 같습니다.
So I think as we were talking about, you cannot compare or judge the actions or the wrongdoings of the protagonist and the villain in the same way. And I think I really wanted to emphasize the irony of that in the protagonist being penalized so much for what seems relatively harmless compared to the murderer's actions. So I think in the process of the protagonist getting like weaker and it seems like she's unable to escape, and then the villain kind of making a comeback at the end, like that's kind of how the story ended up playing out.
Thank you for your question. We've got one up here.
So basically for Eat With, I just have a question. How did you get the cockroach to have such fluid animation?
이 질문은 그 박선영 감독님 위한 질문인데요. 그 식사에서는 그 바퀴벌레를 어떻게 그렇게 능숙하게 움직일 수 있게 애니메이션 하셨는지 궁금합니다. 감독님 그 마이크 네, 죄송합니다.
죄송해요. 죄송해요. 그, 보통 애니메이션에서 이제 사람을 움직일 때, 좀 어려운 동작이다 싶으면 이제 배우분을 섭외해서 촬영을 직접 해서 레퍼런스를 만들기도 하는데, 저희가 바퀴벌레를 섭외할 수는 없었어서, 네. 그래서, 그 유튜브에 나와 있는 많은 바퀴벌레 영상들과, 그리고 이제 육족 보행을 하는 곤충들 영상이나 애니메이션 자료들을 좀 연구를 하려고 했고요. 그래서 저희는 애초부터 팀원을 모집할 때 저희는 매주 바퀴벌레 영상을 봐야 합니다. 괜찮으신 분만 들어오세요. 약간 이런 식으로 모집을 했었습니다.
So usually when people are trying to animate humans, they will get a real life person to act as a reference. Obviously, we can't scout a cockroach to act as a reference for us. So what I ended up doing was I ended up watching a lot of YouTube videos of cockroaches and then watching a lot of insect animations. And then even as I was building my team to make this film, I had to put a little warning or disclose a warning that for this job, we'll have to watch a lot of cockroach videos weekly. So if you can't handle that, please don't apply.
Did that ruin your YouTube algorithm?
혹시 그 유튜브 알고리즘 어떻게 되셨나요?
첫 주 때는 끔찍했습니다.
It was pretty horrific.
I recommended videos of roach videos.
네, 추천되는 영상들이 다 바퀴벌레 영상들이었겠어요?
근데 그 적응의 동물이라고 약간 금방 조금 정이 들더라고요. 저 이제 바퀴벌레는 좀 괜찮아졌습니다.
So honestly, like after being exposed to so many of those cockroach videos, I feel like I've become quite fond of them now.
Any more questions from the audience for the filmmakers? One question here in the middle.
I really enjoyed all the films. I would just like to know how long it took for each of them to be made.
네, 작품들 다 잘 봤습니다. 그 작품을 만들면서 시간 얼마나 걸렸는지 궁금해서 네, 다들 혹시 네, 말씀해 주실 수 있으면.
저 먼저 할까요?
네네, 감사합니다.
총 제작 기간은 1년 6개월 정도라고 할 수 있기는 한데요.
So for Entity, I could say that the total amount of time that it took was a year and a half, but
근데 이게 사실 분량이나 저희 참여한 스텝 인원수를 봤을 때 1년 반 안에 넉넉하게 끝낼 수 있는 상황은 절대 아니었고, 저희가 주어진 시간 제한이 있었기 때문에 그 시간에 완료하기 위해서 거의 하루에 10시간 이상씩 작업하면서 어떻게든 시간 안에 완성을 했던 것 같기 때문에 어디 가서 1년 반이라고 얘기를 하지만 마음은 거의 2, 3년 정도는 걸렸다고 느낍니다, 항상.
So again, like I said, technically it took a year and a half, but considering how much content and material that we had to create, we were working more than 10 hours a day. And even though my official answer is, oh, it took a year and a half to make this short film, in my heart, it really took 2 to 3 years.
제가 말씀드려도 괜찮을까요?
네네.
네, 저희 작품도 1년 반을 잡고 작업을 했는데, 제가 약간 시나리오나 이쪽을 좀 수정을 많이 하는 편이라서, 그래서 프리 단계에서 반년 이상을 조금 썼던 것 같아요. 그래서 메인 파트 이런 부분들은 거의 다 1년 정도만 작업을 했던 것 같습니다.
So I think my answer is similar, that it took about 1.5 years, but I'm the type of person who in pre-production edits the script a lot. So like that pre-production script revision time aside, I would say it took like about 1 year, 1.5 years.
저도 얘기해도 될까요?
네네.
혹시 제 걸 보셨는지 모르겠지만 어제 상영했습니다. 저는 3년 걸렸습니다. 저는 아무래도 저는 혼자 제작을 하거든요. 근데 다 유아로 제작을 하다 보니까 조금 시간이 오래 걸립니다. 네.
So as for me, I actually work on my projects alone, and in the case of the film that was screened yesterday, I would say it took me about 3 years.
Okay. I first planned this project in 2013, and by 2015, it was about 90% done. And the last 5%, like sound design and color correction and so on, was simple, but I kept delaying it because of I wanted to improve a few scenes to make it perfect as I wanted. And to be honest, the hardest part of making this film wasn't the production itself. It was deciding that it is finally done, finished, and having the courage to submit it. Then, like in 2016, I moved to Canada and focused on starting a new life and rebuilding my career and so on. And I had no time to do it or energy to finish it. And the film stayed on my hard drive for like almost like 10 years. For a long time, I thought it's not eligible to submit for the festivals. But last year, my friend, encouraged me that saying it could still be submitted since it's not publicly released and it's still not complete yet and recently completed. You can still submit it. So it encouraged me to push the finally finish and let it go. So I'm sharing this shameful story because I want to say two things I learned from this experience. Number one is one of the most important parts of creating is like knowing when to stop. Like offsetting your limits allows you to grow for the next project. And second is even if you know your work isn't perfect as you hoped, so show it anyways, and be brave enough to let others to see it and just take it the feedback humbly. And thanks to that, I have you guys now and in this amazing festival. So yeah, so anyways, if anyone here is stuck on or uncertain about you guys' project, I hope my story gives you a little courage to move forward.
Thank you for the advice and inspiration.
Thank you.
That's it. That's all we have time for tonight. Thank you so much. Let's give the filmmakers one more round of applause.
시간 내어주셔서 감사합니다.
In Korea, have a lovely day. In Vancouver, have a lovely night. It was really great to talk to you. Thank you. All right, thank you all for coming out. Have a great evening.
Thank
Thank you very
you.
much.
Thank you.